everybody, Hazard here bringing another video, and today I'm bringing you top 10 things that Call of Duty players hate. Now this is going to be my own list. This is based on what I think players hate, based on all the matches that I play with people and hearing people rage because of different things, the lag compensation, and whatever you want to complain about. You know what, this is probably going to be on the list. So here we go, top 10 things that Call of Duty players hate. Okay, so at the number 10 spot, we have teammates. So this one's really particularly going toward how I feel, because for one, some teammates just get in your way when you are going into a hill to try to kill at least 2 people, and they stand in the doorway and you can't get through. Teammates can be such trolls. So I think that sometimes teammates need to get good or something, because sometimes they just bring the whole team down. And I can't even tell you how many times I see teammates go like 3 and 20. Like, what do you do the whole match? Like, I don't understand how you can only get 3 kills. If you're one of those people that go 3 and 20, I apologize, but I mean, you can get a little bit better. And at the number 9 spot, we have something that goes right along with number 10, is AFK players. So players that join the game knowing at any moment something will happen, causing them to leave the match. Now, I'm not saying that if you get called out of your room to do something just real quick, I can understand that. We've all had those moments where we had to get something done, we had to leave just for a few seconds and come back. That's fine, you know, no big deal. But I've been in games of search and destroy where I will play the entire round and then die in the last 13 seconds and just start spectating a guy that's just sitting in the back of our spawn. And other times the whole team will die except for this one guy, and no one knows that he's AFK, so everyone's looking around the map, taking it slow, and then they realize after wasting 5 minutes of our time that, oh, he's not even at the game. Let's just go get our free kill. What does that mean? Why? Like, I don't understand. If you're gonna go AFK, or if there's a possibility that you're not gonna be at the game for several minutes, either leave or don't join the game to begin with. Just take a break, you'll be fine. If you think something's about to happen, go do something else. Come back and then play and be a good teammate. And at the number 8 spot, we have something that's very dear and near to my heart, just because I do this on the daily. I do this all the time, but I do understand that there's a lot of players that hate this, and this is dropshotting. So dropshotting is something that has been in Call of Duty for as long as I can remember. It's basically where as soon as you start getting in a gunfight, you just drop to the ground, and since the recoil goes up on other people's guns, it's a lot harder to shoot you, and it literally saves you so many times. It's such a good strategy, and I don't really care if you don't like it. I think it's more of a strategic play now, and I think everyone should learn how to do it. Doesn't mean you necessarily have to do it every time, but it is very, very helpful, especially in competitive. And at the number 7 spot, I think we have all been here with bad internet. So I didn't always have good internet, okay? I had bad internet at a time. And let me tell you, there's nothing more frustrating than you dying because of your internet provider. So you could be going on a kill streak, about to get to that nuke or chopper gunner or whatever you want to do. You could be so close to it and lag out of the game, or even worse. This one is so much worse. Getting killed by someone you should have killed because you lagged. That is terrible. There's been a few instances where I was going to kill someone and lagged just a little bit and got me killed, and there's also times where I've lagged a lot and I just fell over dead and I have no idea what happened to me. So that one is a big deal, and that definitely causes a lot of anger. Now we have the number 6 spot, and this one doesn't happen as much as it used to, but it is host migration. If you all don't know about host migration, be lucky. Be glad, because you are lucky. Alright? I know that didn't make much sense, but neither did host migrations. Basically, there was a host for every single server, and if he left the game, then it had to migrate a new host. And you literally, everyone in the game, we would just stop. Even if you were in a gunfight with somebody, you would have to stop and wait for them to find a new host. Then you would have a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. And no matter where you are, that's where you started from. So if you were in the gunfight and you shot some dude a lot, the host migration could save their life, because in that time, you'd think the game would stop, but they actually build their health back up, which is, that just caused so many anger moments for me. So, getting into the number 5, this is now the top 5 spots. We have something that has just recently came up in Call of Duty, and it is very, very annoying, because everyone that I've heard talk about this subject has always said that it's a bad idea to put this in the game. And what I'm talking about is microtransactions. Everyone that I've ever talked to about Call of Duty usually tells me that they don't want microtransactions. They don't want you to have to buy little stuff that can make you better. They don't want to do all this and that. Well, guess what? Call of Duty straight up ignored all of that, and they went and put it in anyway. Now, what people hate about microtransactions is like in Advanced Warfare. If you paid and got, I don't know, 20 supply drops, you already have an advantage over everybody that has never paid for any of them. So even if you don't get really anything good out of it, you had a better chance at getting something good like the ASM-1 Speakeasy or the Battle Obsidian Steed. Something like that could literally be a game changer. So people just have never liked microtransactions. Now we are at the number 4 spot, and we're going to be talking about campers. So everyone has had that feeling. You're getting close to your streak now after running around killing half the team, and out of nowhere you run into a room and there's a guy just sitting in the corner right next to the doorway you just ran through, and just shoots you from behind. Not even face to face, just kills you from behind, stabs you in the back. It is the worst feeling when it comes to going for a streak, is to be killed by a camper. So many people complain about camping in this game, and it's just, campers need to be stopped. Hashtag stop campers. That's just the way it is. People hate them. Now, me personally, I feel like in a competitive scene, it's almost necessary to camp sometimes, and it's actually a way to play the game. So unfortunately, nothing can really be done about camping, but we can just take a moral stand against it. We can just say no more camping, and hopefully people will stop. And you know how they are. They're going to play. They paid the same amount, so we're going to have to get over it. At number 3, this one has come in play for Modern Warfare Remastered, COD 4, basically any game where grenades were insanely powerful, and that's grenade spam. So basically what that is in the hardpoint, in Search and Destroy, at the beginning of the game, people just lob grenades everywhere and just get random kills. That's all it is. It sucks. There's not a lot to say about it. Just grenade spam. And that's all you need to know. And at the number 2 spot, we have one that I really think links up with our number 5 at microtransactions. We have DLC guns. Now, only in one circumstance have we had a good DLC gun that I thought was acceptable, and it was the Peacekeeper in Black Ops 2. Now, when I say that, here's why all the DLC guns are literally terrible. Either you have the pay-to-win guns, or you have the literal trash gun. So people spend the money on a DLC, which some people can't even buy, so this is pay-to-win at this point. And you buy a gun that just because it came out a little bit later and cost money, gets you like insta-kills, headshots, everything, just instantly destroys enemies. What? How does that make any sense when you have a gun as powerful as the MSMC, and then they go in and throw some other DLC weapon that is like 85 more times powerful, even though that measurement and everything was all messed up. It's so much more powerful than already an OP gun. It makes no sense, and the only way to get it is to pay money for it. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense, and that's caused a lot of rage by itself, even by me. So yeah. And at the #1 spot, could anyone have guessed what has made Call of Duty players the most mad? Anyone? It's a pretty simple one. What we are talking about for the #1 spot is exosuits. These futuristic jumps, these, as soon as you get shot going 30 feet in the air, jetpackers, any of it, all of it, it's all bad. Oh, it's just bad. You don't need it. We've been using boots on the ground for so long, and then they were like, you know what, let's switch it up and go with these exosuits. At first, people were like, this is kind of cool, you know, it's fun. We can definitely have fun here. I'm not trash talking any of those games. You know, you can have fun. But overall, Call of Duty players were literally sickened by advanced movement. And matter of fact, if it wasn't for World War II, Call of Duty might not be as big as it was or as big as it is anymore. People were literally dropping off the face of the earth because of Infinite Warfare. The name of that game made people sick. So, you know, it's no surprise that we were going back to boots on the ground, and I'm so glad that they listened to the community finally. But that has caused so many anger problems. As a matter of fact, it literally killed a game. It literally killed Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare was getting made for 3 years just to have everyone in the Call of Duty community trash talk it and say that this was a crappy game. Even pro players that literally were forced to play it as their career hated this game. They played it. They gave it the best tries ever. And I don't know one pro player that's just like, oh yeah, that was my favorite COD. No, you don't hear that often for simple facts. So yeah, this exosuit thing literally made me. What the fuck? But anyway, guys, that's all I have time for. Hope you guys did enjoy my top 10. If you have any suggestions that should have made the list, go ahead and drop them in the comments below, or just leave a like if you enjoyed. I guess, you know, you could do that too if you wanted. But thank you guys for watching, like I said, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Didn't even get to cross.